Do you remember the first time you got to use a knife? And most kids are actually pretty careful, especially if we help them understand the risks.
It's our responsibility as parents and forest school teachers to make sure that we help them learn to protect themselves, not help them avoid risks at all costs.
So today we're going to share with you how we like to introduce the ABCs of knife safety.
So there's two main types of knives that we're going to take a look at today that are often used in bushcraft.
So this knife here is called a folding knife. And just like any pocket knife or Swiss Army knife, it has a blade that will fold into the handle.
And this kind of knife is called a fixed blade. You will notice that the blade is fixed into place. It does not fold. Although this knife may look a little bit scarier than a cute little pocket knife, believe it or not, this is widely considered to be a lot safer for many of the things that you might want to do in the woods.
And for today's carving project, it doesn't matter what kind of knife you have, as long as you use the ABCs of knife safety.
Now, Augie here has kindly volunteered for us today to pretend like he has never used a knife before. And so we're going to start with the letter A. A stands for ask an adult for permission. There's a lot of really good and important reasons that you need to ask an adult before using your knife, but one of the main ones is maybe you're still learning and you need someone to watch you, and maybe your parents can't watch you right now. Maybe your friends are coming over any minute now, and instead of using your knife, you're supposed to be helping to clean the house.
Maybe you're out of bandages.
There's 1,000,001 reasons why asking an adult before taking your knife out is important, so just remember, letter A, ask an adult.
Great, what's next?
Well, B, of course. B stands for blood bubble.
Ooh, that sounds kind of scary.
It does, doesn't it? But it doesn't have to be. So I am going to use my knife for this example, but I'm going to keep the sheath on because I want to be able to poke people. So I have a big imaginary bubble around me, everywhere that the tip of my knife can touch. So what do you think happens if I'm using my knife and Yuki comes into my blood bubble?
He might get bloody?
Yeah, now is that Yuki's fault or is that mine? Yuki really should be paying more attention, but that's my responsibility because I'm the one using a knife.
So that means if somebody comes close, you should put your knife away.
Exactly. See, a blood bubble doesn't have to be scary if you're smart and always paying attention.
Oh, maybe I should choose another spot to carve.
And actually, since Augie, you don't know how to use a knife yet, we're just gonna put that away for now. We're gonna get you practicing the same techniques with one of these.
Ooh, do I get to eat it after?
You sure do.
Nice, I love carrots.
If your kid's not ready for a knife just yet, you can still practice the same techniques with a peeler. Now, it should be shaped like one of these, and ideally not one of these, because this will allow your kid to really exercise the same motion and same amount of control, and a carrot's a lot safer to practice on than a stick to start. Next up is the letter C, cut away from your body. I imagine we all know that if I'm carving towards myself like this, it's probably a pretty bad idea, right?
No, that doesn't sound too safe.
Right, and so is this any better, Augie?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know, it seemed like a trick question. Oh, because your leg's in the way.
Exactly. We often forget that, we have knees, we have toes, and so when we're thinking about cutting away from our body, we have to remember our whole body.
Like this?
Great, you got it, but keep your eyes on the carrot.
Oh.
So you notice how your shavings right here are very, very thick? See if you can take really, really, really thin shavings off, because the thinner you can get your shavings, the more control you know you have.
So like, don't press so hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's looking really good.
Okay, I got it. What should I do next?
So I'm gonna ask you to keep sharpening your carrot for now.
Okay.
Once I see that you have practiced enough, then we're gonna move on to today's top secret bushcraft.
Oh, I like the sounds of that.
All right, so next up is D, don't lend your knife. And here's why. So if I'm carving away over here and I cut myself, well, whose fault is that? Mine. But if Augie asks to borrow my knife and I say yes, and then he ends up cutting himself, whose fault is that? That's also mine.
But why? I'm the one that cut myself.
Because I lent you the knife. So because this is my knife, it's my responsibility to remember that it's bad luck to let others use it. And a good friend will respect that.
But what if my friend says they don't want to be my friend anymore because I said no?
Well, that's how you know your friend hasn't received the proper knife training and they're not ready yet. Because if they knew what they were doing with the knife, they never would have asked you.
I know. I could ask an adult to hide it in a place where no one will ever find it.
That's a great idea. I think you're doing such a great job that I think you are ready for a big knife now.
Yay.
So what I'm gonna get you to do is, you see these two sticks? So you're gonna do exactly the same thing as you were doing with the carrot. So you're just gonna shave the stick all around on every side until it gets onto a point, and then you're gonna do the same on the next one. You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Great. Augie,
Yeah?
are you maybe forgetting something?
Oh, right. Blood bubble.
Yeah.
I guess I better
Go find.
somewhere. I think so.
And so we all know that after D comes E. And this stands for excellent knife care.
What does that mean?
That means you gotta keep your knife sharp.
But isn't sharp scary?
Actually, a sharp knife makes a cleaner cut. So if you do accidentally cut yourself, it means your body's gonna be able to heal much more easily.
Also, a sharp knife means that you're more able to make nice, clean strokes, and you're less likely to suddenly slip like that. Yuki, watch out, blood bubble.
Excellent knife care also means cleaning your knife when you're done. All you have to do is take a clean, dry cloth and do this. Not this way, or you might cut yourself. You can tell the back of the knife because it's the part that's not sharp. And finally, F stands for finished. Put your knife away.
But Britt, what if I'm not finished yet and I just gotta get up to go get something?
Loggy, you still gotta put it away. Accidents can happen if you leave your knife on the ground, even if you're coming back right away.
I figured out what my top secret bushcraft is. Chopsticks! Now I get to practice carving and help make dinner.
So now that your kids know how to keep themselves safe with a knife, do your kids know how to keep themselves safe in the cold? This next video is so fun, your kids won't even realize they're learning.
I mean, you said mouthful. I took it literally.
So imagine that I have a big blubble all around.
Big blubble. Big blubble. Fisting.